I got to get into it. Everybody, let me share this, get this screen views and stuff. And we are going to got to get into it. Definitely, definitely. So as y'all know, we are at the point of sales, trying to get people to get more comfortable on the phone, right? I think that's going to be the thing that kind of holds some people back. It's been on that phone. Shantae, how you doing? Jail, Jonathan, and Bitch. This is Teresa. Talking to Teresa this morning. She just getting started, but she's definitely in the right place to get some great information. And we're gonna give it to her how we know how to do over here at the WHN Way. So, Jonathan, anybody here, y'all have any like and you can put it in the chat, anybody you all have been talking to in terms of like sellers that we can talk to? Let me see. Got a slim crowd today, but that's cool. Hey, Jay, let me ask you to unmute.
Yes, how are you?
Hey, Jay, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Great. Just got back in town. Got a little headache, but great to be here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Great day. Just cold over here. I come from the warm to cold, so it kind of threw my system off for a second. Got to bounce back.
Okay.
Well, what's up with you? How you been doing with everything?
I've been cold calling. Haven't gotten any yet. I was gonna say 2 weeks ago I was calling the Georgia list that I had. So I called 3 consecutive days, right? So I stopped that list. I went to my Texas list, and then by early morning I got a call from someone in Georgia, and he was on my list, but I couldn't figure out, who he was, because he was asking me, hey, you've been calling me, you left me a message and stuff like that. So I said, well, yeah, because I don't have the list in front of me. So I said, who is this? He wouldn't tell me his name. And he said, well, oh, who's your manager? I want to talk to your manager because you've been calling me, leaving a message. So who are you? Jill. And I'm like, okay. I'm sorry about that, but I was calling about your property. And said, well, it's not for sale. Did you say any sign? Blah blah blah. So he got off, and he was pretty upset, and he kept on asking me, who's your manager? So I said, sir, if you want, I can take you out of my list. I can take you out of my list. I'm sorry about that. And then I hang up the phone, and he kept calling me. He called me 24 times. I never did answer.
Yeah.
This was I didn't know that something was going on about who was that, Jamil and Pace was talking about Georgia being on almost like you have to have a license, or you have to be a realtor before you can call, like you can start prospecting, that sort of thing. I didn't know anything about that. So he kept on calling me and calling me. It was nonstop. I was like, I was ready to throw my phone out because he
Yeah.
was like, I started getting scared. I'm like, who in the world? And then he left me a message. He said, well, let me know who your manager is. I want to talk to him, and so I can call you and report you to, because I'm on a do not call list, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, keep calling. I'm not gonna answer anyway. so,
Right.
so I didn't call my Georgia list anymore. So I just called my Texas and my Carolina list.
Okay, yeah, with Georgia, they're just trying to get to the point where they don't like to deal with wholesalers that much. That's truly their attitude on everything. But you still can cold call. When they do that, just block them, and you won't even come to you no more. even in your system. You can do it in your system, or if you're on your cell phone, you can block them out of it. So I done had somebody that kept texting and calling, doing crazy things before, and I just did the same thing, just blocked them. Just you don't hear it no more. Then you won't hear them call you no more. They kind of get the picture. Cause it'll show black call, it'll show like block messages and calls and stuff like that. So yeah, but good job though, taking action. Just keep at it. And
Yeah.
eventually, you'll get that one call that's, that's gonna get you there. It's kind of how it goes. It's about
Yeah.
consistency, that's all. And you'll get there. Good job though. What's
Okay.
going on? Jonathan, you say you had a Drive for Dollars list?
Yeah, I got a driving for dollars list I can call. I haven't called it yet.
Okay. Let's try to do a role play with you real fast.
All right. I'm in front of my work computer. Let me go see if I can export the list. Or pull the list up. I gotta get off my other computer. I'm on my phone right now. Let me do that.
Okay, cool. Let me speak to Treese for while you getting ready. Hey, how you doing, Treese? Oh, yeah. If you're at work, you can type it in the chat. You can put it in the chat if you're not unable to talk. I just want to speak with you real fast. Oh, I think she can't talk. Cool. You trying to unmute? It ain't act. Can you unmute now? Oh, you gotta try it again. Oh, yeah, see it. I see it keep jumping. So yeah, something is maybe wrong. Yeah, keep like jumping or something. I can see your microphone flickering. I don't know. Yeah, I can see it flickering. I don't know what's wrong. Let me see if I can unmute y'all. Let me know when you get that list, Jonathan. See if you're gonna mute yourself now, Trees. Yeah, it won't. I don't know. Let me get somebody to role play with Jonathan. George, you want to do a role play?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, man, John. Oh, he's switching computers. Shantae is pretty good too. We gotta have Shantae be a seller. I'm horrible at role playing. I don't know why. It's kind of funny. Man,
You're just ready for the live action.
Yeah. I'm trying to get this deal. Man, we had some great report. That report don't matter when that money come into play sometime, do it. They want some money. I'm trying to get it to it too. In the meantime, Jill, you do a role play, Jill. And
Okay.
you be the buyer, and George be the seller.
Okay. Still cold calling, right?
Cold calling, yeah, the ARV is 250. Still cold call. You can make this like a make this one like a follow-up. So in the follow-up, kind of be like get him to, talking about his situation, why he would be looking to sell. Basically get more what's going on with him. So a good way of doing that is when you hear a person basically giving out the pain, the reasons why they're looking to sell, you would validate what they say, meaning that you're going to mirror what they are saying, validate it, then ask another question, right?
Okay.
So that looks like if George say, yeah, I'm just looking to sell in order to downgrade. Oh, great, perfect. So it looks like you want to sell within the next 2 to 4 weeks. If you don't already got the time, don't let me insinuate. Just say, hey, then I just want to look to sell to just to downgrade. So you got a 3-2. Are you looking to downgrade into like a 2-1, or what is that you're looking to do? Then that tell you some more about that. Yeah, I'm looking to get it into a 2-1 because it's just like I'm the only one here. The bills is, I take care of them all by myself, basically like an empty nester. So now you're getting into another situation. It's saying, yeah, I want to downgrade, but it also to help my finances. That's kind of that's insinuating, right? So it's like, okay, perfect. So we want to get into 2-1, take care of financing. So in moving into this other home, what's around that you would need to be, like in terms of your monthly bill pay, right? So now you uncovered another layer. They're gonna get to the point of something like, yeah, if I could be around like 800, 200, something like that, or okay, perfect, Jonathan. So you say, yeah, if I can be around like $1,500 a month, then I think that'd be really cool. So you say, okay, what can help? Like, man, that you need to be around $1,500 a month, you want to downgrade into a 2-1. What do you see the amount that it can help with, that it can help take care of all your bills and all the stuff like that. So it's just like having a conversation to keep uncovering more and more and more when you validate what someone says, and then ask another question with it until you get to the point where you're comfortable. It usually take about 2 or 3 of those until you get to a point of where you done uncovered more of what it is that's going on with them. And then you just get to, and use like third-party stories, right? So if they tell you something that's going on with them, you relate it with a story. Like literally you can make it up. A lot of times you just make a story up, Even when I'm trying to describe like different terms, I use like a car or anything. It can be literally, it can be something I'm looking at or hearing in the background. I just say it, and it can relate to a story that you have. It's more better when you can make it relate to something you actually did. Actually comes off a little better, or you just rehearse it. Rehearse what it is that you want to actually say. That's good. I always be trying to practice too. That's why I don't say like a script, but practice little stuff that you can remember for a third party story. It helps you relate to them. Like if they saying they're going through hard times, you mention a hard time that you may have went through, or someone. It don't have to be about you. It can be someone that that went through. You say, yeah, my friend went through the same situation. He had to sell his car to take care of some things, and then you give a bright side to it. But now you see where he at doing really well. He got through that hardship, and it helped him by selling that car. So by doing that, you really implanting a seed of how this cash is going to help them, right? It's like assuming the clothes is what I do a lot of times. I get to assume and paint that picture of how this money that they can receive from me can help them. He kind of move, a little faster with it. So just keep that in mind when you're going through it. And if you look at that, like I say, that sales training, that book, You Can't Teach a Kid How to Ride a Bike at a Seminar, it truly goes in there too. It talks about validation and questioning and all of that. But truly where the stuff come from, that book. You can just put it in real estate terms and not just products, So So jail have I guess a ARV of around like 250.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm the buyer.
Yeah, you the buyer. I meant to say George have an ARV of the ARV is 250. And you're a tired landlord, and you had the ARV of the house is 250.
Okay. Okay. Ring ring. Oh, can you hear me?
George is the seller.
Okay, I'm ready now. I couldn't unmute.
Okay. Ring ring.
Hello,
Hi, George. How are you?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
Oh, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Did I catch you in the wrong time?
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, my name is Jill. You actually talked to my colleague the other day, Sarah. So she was telling me that you're considering selling your house at 123 Main Street.
Yeah, we had a initial conversation. I just told her that I may be interested in thinking about it, but we didn't really go deep into anything.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for taking my call, though. I appreciate it.
How can I help you?
Yeah, so can you kind of catch me up to speed as to where your conversation left off, though?
Like I said, we just had a very soft conversation in reference to my house, if I was interested in selling, and if I had a number in mind and things like that. I was kind of busy at the moment. So again, we didn't really go into a whole lot of anything. And I don't have a whole lot of time right now. So if you can kind of just tell me, what it is that you want from me, then we can kind of figure it out.
Okay. Well, I just want to say I'm really interested also in buying your house. So what's gonna happen is, if it's okay with you, I want to know more about the property. Like I would like to ask you some questions about it, like the condition of it. It won't take but 10 minutes of your time, if that's okay.
Okay. That I guess so. That's about all I do have is about 10 minutes, so it's a lot of the information that I kind of gave to her already. You don't kind of have those notes already.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for letting me for taking my call. She did mention about the how many bedrooms and baths you got, but I just want to see if these are if I can read her handwriting correctly. I can barely read it, though. So if you don't mind, can you tell me if you've done any upgrade on the kitchen or bathroom in the past 5 years?
No, pretty much I haven't done anything at all. I kind of moved back into the home after me and the wife went through a divorce.
Oh, sorry to
And
hear that.
no, don't be sorry. I'm happy. I'm
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So so I'm just kind of back in the house right now. Haven't really did too much of anything to it. So everything is pretty much the same way it was the day I moved in.
Okay. So from my understanding, from what you said, would that be including the roof and the HVAC? You haven't done anything at all on those things either?
Well, the roof has been replaced within the last 6 months.
Okay.
So that's fine there. HVAC is in workable condition. I mean, I just kind of get it serviced each year, but haven't had it replaced. It's pretty much the same unit that I've had since I moved here, but it is working.
Okay, that's good. Well, you also mentioned that you said you just moved back in. So did you move out?
Yeah, I actually awarded the home to my wife,
Mm-hmm.
but she moved back to her hometown, so that left the house vacant.
Okay.
So I just moved back into the home.
Okay. All right. So How long was the house vacant though?
About 6 months.
Okay. And there was no problem when you moved back in? There was no, no major problem?
No, I've been back now for a couple of months and everything was fine. Of course, she left the house a mess, but
Mm.
once I cleaned it up, everything was fine. But everything, I mean, structurally, everything is still in good shape. Everything's still functioning.
Okay, that's great. Good to know. Um, if okay, would you? What are you thinking of price wise? What are you thinking of selling the house for?
I really wasn't thinking about selling the house. I mean, but after the call, I'm a little intrigued by the call. If I would say anything, I would say if I just got to give you a number, I guess I would say about 240,
Mm-hmm.
250, somewhere around there. I know several of my other neighbors have sold, and that's about around the area where they've been at. So I would say about 250.
Around 250. Okay. When you say some of your neighborhoods, you're getting, so you got your price basing it on what your neighborhood's been telling you what they're selling the price of their houses for, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have a we have a realtor that really works well, that works hard in our neighborhood.
Mhm.
And each month to the quarter, she sends out a update of homes that sold in the area and what they sold for.
Okay. All those houses, do you think your house is pretty much the same level as what the other as what your neighbors' houses were sold for?
What do you mean?
I mean, is your house updated on a 2021 on 2022 standard?
No, I just told you that I haven't done anything. The house is pretty much the same way it was when I moved in.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Is this going to take much longer?
No, I'm just about ready because I think I got most of what I need. What I'm gonna do is with that price, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it back to my team and see if we're a good fit for you with this price. So when would be the best time that I can call you back on to see if we're able to meet this price for you?
Well, this time really don't work, because we like now we're rushing. So I would say anytime, maybe after 6 o'clock.
Anytime after 6 o'clock. Okay, I'll talk to my team and call you back house tomorrow around 6:30. Will that be okay?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much again, sir.
No problem.
Okay, have a good one.
You too.
Good job, Jeff. How you feeling?
I don't know. I was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I mean, I didn't really get. I know I got the price. I got the condition. What else did I get? There's really no motivation, right? Because he was divorced. So, but he said he really wasn't thinking of selling the house anyway.
Yeah. So one thing is that it's not a cold call. So the pillars you would have been reading from the notes to actually know to follow him up. So you did good when you opened up. I think I heard you, or I'm pretty sure you said, hey, catch me up to speed. So what that line does is allow them to start talking about what's going on with the situation. And one thing is, like when he stated that he has a divorce from his wife, he said, "Oh, sorry to hear that." And he said, "No, don't be sorry. Like, don't assume. You don't know if it was a great or good or bad thing. So it's just like if somebody say they like to hunt, and then I assume like, oh, they like to be outside. Like, yeah, I'm trying to get you over to the lake so you can do some fishing. Keep your feet up, right? They were like, well, I don't really like to fish. I like to hunt. So I'd assume that he really wanted to fish, and it creates that disconnect, and then you got to bounce back to connect it back again. So yeah, that's don't assume. A good way of saying it is when he said, yeah, my divorce, I had a divorce, just use a third party store. Say, yeah, things happen. You know, every time some things don't work out, and it's for the best, for the good and the best of both parties. As long as amicable, then hey, you know, good for you all. You know, it's no harm or foul in getting a divorce. You want to move on, create something better. He's like, yeah, I agree. And then you know, if it's a thing, they start talking about their marriage. They talk about it.
Yeah.
I should give you a little insight. So that's one thing I had. So what else you get from it, Jeff?
I don't even remember what I said.
Oh. What you got for it,
I'm
Joy?
sorry if I took you for a loop. I mean, but that's really what I wanted to do. I mean, I wanted to act like a typical, you know, the seller, because I know the last couple of days we've just kind of like been just going along, and that ain't the typical sellers. Those ain't the ones I've been getting on them, you know, usually get on and stuff. I mean, so I wanted to make the call a little bit more realistic. Just, I mean, so I'm sorry if I seemed a little rough.
Oh no, I like it. It's just that I got blank. I black out every time, you know. Oh, if you tell me, well, this is no more, this is no longer a cold call, it's gonna be like follow up. I haven't practiced. I don't get that that call much often, so I really need to do more practice on that.
Yeah, well, you know, remember lead manager, you didn't have to go too far into the price. And plus when he kept saying like he have a little time, so you kind of reiterate that and kind of stay within that time frame. So just get him talking. A good thing you could have done on that one just is hone in on the divorce. When he said that, come back with it and let him just keep talking about it, right? He'll keep talking more and more. And then remember, validate what they say and ask another question along with it, which it gets them going again. And then you can get over to, like, I think you may have jumped over to a condition kind of quick, unless he didn't lead, unless he led with it, saying, yeah, the house is like perfect. I'm just looking to get out of it. Okay, perfect. Well, it sounds like you have a timeline already in mind and have, according to my notes, because remember, your cold caller should have those notes in there. So yeah, according to my notes, look like you're ready to go in like 2 to 4 weeks. And so hey, let's see if we can get this closed out, see what we can come up with, and then go into it. Let them kind of lead you while you are dropping seeds in order to get them guidance. That's basically how I do. If you got them sellers, if you just want to be all over the place, you got to figure out how to hone them in, like literally, or you'll literally be just on the phone playing tag and get nowhere. And at the end, they like, well, hey, when is could you call me back? You like, shit, I ain't even done nothing for real. And you'll be back at square one again on the next call. So one thing is just realize it's just a normal conversation. Get them talking more about themselves. And if you have to get in condition, then slide it in, right? But be remembering how fast they looking to close. That'll kind of get you if you want to go a little faster too. Because remember, it's more sellers calling. You know, that's why I had this, like I was just telling George earlier, like a seller like that. I've been trying to call and keep getting on the phone to get it a contract because I know it's people coming behind them. And I know that I have this price is a low price, like what she agreed to. So if I know that, and this is the price she gave me, so of course I ain't gonna just give you an extra off of $20,000 more, right? But I know if it's a good deal and it's other people's gonna be coming, so I want to move quicker and been trying to call. And just the other day she was sick, so I couldn't. So it was just one of those things. Now it's like, yo, I'm fighting against another person. I'm pretty sure I gave her a good size of money. You know what I mean? So you gotta be like moving. And if you can't, then you know, it just with her, just that I couldn't. She was sick. You know, that's just the way it happened. And then she bounced back. Somebody might have called her. You don't know how it ever went, but that's what I'm up against now. But that was pretty good though, Jeff. Anything else y'all got for Jonathan or Shantae? Y'all can unmute yourselves. But other than that, Jed, that was pretty good. just keep, what I would say too is like try to just slow down with it. Hold on, let me unmute you, Jonathan. What you mean export the list?
I had this list of batch driven.
Mhm.
It's on my phone. Like I don't have my computer in front of me. I have it on my phone. I was just trying to figure out how to export the list of properties that I got.
Have you talked to them before?
I haven't talked to no, I haven't talked to them.
Oh, okay, yeah, we wasn't gonna, yeah. They got a response from them though.
Oh, you looking for
Like
a
a
list I
cold
called
call or
before we got a
call.
response? We're
Yeah,
following up on.
no. Have you ever, like when you sent the text, did they respond?
This is a list I haven't sent the text to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you wouldn't wanna, don't worry about that list then. You just wanna take that list out and you wanna do the steps we did with the skip tracing. And then use that text app or as well as start cold calling them. So if you got the numbers, then you can just cold call them. You got a number?
Yeah, I got the number.
Okay, just call it real quick and we can tweak you live.
All right, let me see one that
Just relax like you did and and after this, just to show you, just to remember, you say, hey, Jonathan, how you doing? This is Chad. You got a minute, right? And then that opens to say yes or no. What is this about? Yes, I'm just calling about your property at 123 Main Street. Seeing you may be interested in selling. You ain't even got to get too fancy with that. Just make it open. Then you say yes. Okay, perfect. We buy a number of properties in the neighborhood. And we'd love to see if we can come up with a number with yours as well. I'm pretty sure you're getting bombarded with calls. So let me be the last one you speak with. That sound pretty good. And you say, yeah, okay, sure. Well, hey, my job here is just to get a few basic questions about the property. Then I send it over to my specialist who will get to writing the checks for you and get this closed out. Does that sound like something you'll be okay with? Okay, perfect. Now you start going through the pillars. That's just a simple cold call right there. Was that like too much?
Oh no, I think I can do that. Let me see.
Yeah, like super simple. Don't get like real fancy, none of that. Just know what you want. Let them know who you are in order to create some level of confidence that you can perform. And then that's it.
Okay. Let me actually I'm not sure if I can call and stay on Zoom at the same time.
Yeah. Oh shoot, you on your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can call him, but I don't know if y'all could. I think it'll like switch over to another line.
Yeah, it will. What's the number? I'm gonna call him.
This let me go back to.
Hold on. Put it in the chat. Don't put it on don't put it in a direct message. Don't say
Okay.
it in the line.
Okay.
And you can put his name and address inside. You got the number?
Yeah, I'm giving you the number right now.
All right. And what's the property?
I'm putting the address in right now. I'm almost
Okay.
finished.
Yeah. All right. Oh, that's the wrong number, bro.
Phone number. All right. Let's see if I could. I'll send you another one.
Um, do you have another number?
I'm trying to look for it. Hold on. Do you want me to give
We'll
you
just
another
follow
number
up.
for the
I'm
same
gonna try to
person?
do a follow-up lead while you look for it, so I can get in some examples while we're here. I don't want to just be sitting. Stuart, how you doing? This is Chad. I catch you at a bad time.
No, it's all right.
Oh, perfect. You spoke with my representative Jesse about your property on Houston Mill. Sounds like you look gearing up, ready to sell. How can I help you with that?
Well, are you guys buying?
Oh, we are. We love Atlanta. You know, it's one of
Okay.
them areas that's moving as you can see. And looking at your price, I'm pretty certain that you are aware of that as well. Looks
Yep.
like you retired. You recently retired?
I'm gonna retire soon. I'm just getting geared up.
Okay. What is that you done, if you mind me asking?
I work for Centers for Disease Control.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I could have a whole hour conversation with you about that, but I won't do you like that. It's some interesting times. Interesting
Yeah.
times. Yeah. Dang. What do you actually do? Is it within there? I'm sure you're on the front of this thing. We still, I don't know, we in the beginning, middle. I don't know where we at with this pandemic anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we're getting close to the end, but yeah, no, I work in communications.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. And I'm not working on COVID right now, but I was working on it earlier.
Yes.
First half of last year. Yeah.
Yeah. We're good. I definitely appreciate your work, regardless of what part you play. Everybody has a part to play in this thing. So I'm sure it's just as valuable in my eyes anyway.
Well, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, for certain. Definitely. And like I said, I love this science stuff. So my daughter's actually in biology and research. So I definitely could talk to you for hours about this. But certainly. Well, tell me a little bit, catch me up to speed. I said it looks like the property is in great shape. Things you can replace.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, I'm just and if you're looking for rental properties, it's a really good place. There's not a cap on rental properties. They're like a couple hundred yards from Emory and a couple hundred yards from CDC. So there's there are Emory and CDC people that live here, but there's a lot of graduate students that it's just closer and nicer than trying to live in a dorm or live in a, it's walkable to campus. So.
Yes. Like I said, I love the area that downtown. That area where you sitting at is definitely in a great location. And of course,
it's relatively convenient to other areas too. It's kind of in between Buckhead and Virginia Highlands and in Midtown. Decatur. It's close to Decatur.
Yes. My attorney over there in Midtown, Chad Henderson, we were talking about the areas and its potential to grow, and it's just Atlanta in a whole, really, but especially where you are located. So when I seen the number, that's why I started taking it personal. I didn't even put it to a lead manager or anything like that. I just wanted to hop on it because, I would be the one to write the check anyway. So, and I seen the price, and it looked like the roof is just replaced, so it's nothing to really do to it, granite and everything.
So the roof is a responsibility of the HOA, and our HOAs, we're really good about having money in reserve for all of our long-term stuff. So I don't remember exactly when it was replaced, but we did replace the roof and the shingles. We used to have these cedar shingles and replaced those with hardy plank, which is a little bit more durable. So we did that. That was a big project a few years ago.
Yeah, certainly. And was you looking to listen to a realtor? I see you got it listed that you was asking for $360K, or from what I can see my notes. Did you think of listening with a realtor?
I was thinking about it, but I'd rather just go ahead and do it as is. My ex-girlfriend is my ex-girlfriend / friend is a realtor, so I've talked about it with her, and we want to paint it and spruce it up and do all those things, and I'm just like, I just don't want to do that. I just would rather go ahead and sell it as is and move on with it.
Yeah, and then that she had so it seems like that's where you had gotten the 360,000 price from.
That was from Zillow, but yeah, that's
Zillow?
what I talked to her as well.
Okay, let me look at Zillow, because I ain't gonna go to my system. It gives it a more intricate number, and I can go off of Zillow too. That's why, I'm familiar with this apartment complexes and everything. And it stays at like 360, 375. So as an investor, we are those who looking to make a return on our money. If we are looking to pay cash, we'll come in and do the repairs, take care of all attorney fees, anything that may be needed in terms of out of your pocket, it'll come out of ours. So we're not saying, hey, Stu, we're like, since we're gonna pay $50,000, we want a $50,000 deduction. That would make sense, right? You just do it yourself. However,
Yeah.
we do want to make a little return, or basically my wife and the ones who depend on me within the company gonna kick me out of the house and the company for making bad decisions. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that'll be a tough sale in terms of a listing price, because I would have to, list it as that at 360 to make return. So, but if
Yeah.
you were looking
So
at,
are were you guys looking to flip it, or are you guys looking to rent it?
I would do it. I do a ton of different exit strategies with it. Like being that it's an apartment, and it's a few things. I can turn it to Airbnb, short-term rental, flip it. I like to place families inside too. So
Yeah, you can't do Airbnb or short term. We do have the HOA does have a requirement that there be a 12-month lease.
right. So that takes out Airbnb and short-term rentals, right? So the only thing is a flip or a long-term tenant, which is a homeowner, right? And
No, I mean there's the students. It's like there's a lot of graduate students out here.
yeah, and what I can do too is I like to place like those homeowners inside of homes that traditionally a lot of people got they got a ton of money, but they don't have a W-2, so that's not bankable. And I create a program to where I'm allowing them to get those first-time home buyers or those who just looking for their second home, but just the bank say, you don't qualify, even though they see them have millions of dollars. It's funny to me. It just makes, everything favors the worker and not the entrepreneur when it comes to the bank.
Yeah.
So I like to set those
That's
things
actually
up.
a good idea, because I mean we're really close to Emory. So I mean somebody that needs to, work at Emory, like a new home buyer that, wants to be close to work and has a family, it'd be a really good place, really a great place for somebody like that.
Yeah. And in terms of being that you're looking to move out, were you looking to stay into it in Atlanta?
I got another little less than a year here, so there's another part of town I want to move to. So I'd go and maybe go down there for just rent an apartment for a year, or I've got a couple friends that said, if I had trouble finding a place, I could move in with them for a little while. So.
Oh, gotcha. So you're gonna, if I'm hearing correctly, you look to move out of this within the next 2 to 4, possibly 60 days, and then move in with friends?
I've looked at a couple of apartments, so it kind of depends on what's available when once we pull the trigger. So I've seen a few things that I could just go ahead and move into, and like I said, if I don't see what I'm looking for, I'm I've got some friends that I could stay with for a little while.
Okay.
And I'm just, if I were looking to stay for like a couple of years, I'd really be concerned about the rent. But this is my last year. I'm looking to move out of town at the end. So, I got a little bit more flexible about what I can do for a year.
Okay, perfect. So I definitely have to look to basically help you move or find a place to stay. You already got those things covered. So when did you have the time in terms of I don't have it in my notes when you was actually looking to sell, if we were to come to a price.
Well, I'd like to do something relatively soon, because there's another guy that used to have units in this complex, and he's looking for some more units. So I'm talking to him, and if we don't do something relatively soon, the market really here is February, March. So if I'm going to change my mind and sell it, put it on the market and see what happens, then some time to get ready to do that.
Yes, and like I stated earlier, we can close it as quick as 2 weeks whenever you're ready to move out. It's just making it basically a fair situation for the both of us. If it makes sense to list it, it's always trump what I'm gonna give you, right?
Yeah.
And if it makes it's time, as far as time and convenience, get some cash and not me making $50,000 back in, I'm happy to take care of that as well.
Okay.
So it looks like it you got your timeline. You definitely got everything mapped out. You're a planner, so at the CDC, I think that's ingrained. So got those things kind of in control.
Yeah.
And what I can do is I'm gonna run some numbers, try and get it, what would you think it have to be around in order for us to make it a fair situation, being that that's basically what we would have to list it with that if we was to come in and just make some cleanup, because that's what it sound like. Sound like you just need a little cleanup and then re-listing.
Yeah, I mean, probably you want to, you know, kind of a coat of paint in a couple rooms. But other than that, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it don't sound like it. It doesn't, you know, listening to you and looking over the notes, don't sound like it need a ton of work that needs to be done to it. And you
No.
can then list it at 360.
Okay.
So if we was to come in and say, hey, we can possibly give you, what would the amount you can take cash that you can close within 2 weeks on?
You know what? I'm gonna have to do a spreadsheet. I mean,
Okay.
we got like, it's at 360. I think it's about $10,000, you know, for a realtor fee. So if we're not doing a realtor fee, we got a little room there.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just have to figure out how much the effort. So I'm ready to start planning retirement, and I've got a few things I want to do at work in this last year. So just kind of got to figure out how much it's worth to me to not mess with this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get it. In terms of your retirement, was you looking to just basically have a monthly like check flowing in every month, or just having a lump sum of money that you can reinvest? Because if we got money sitting in the bank, you know, they don't even call it transitory inflation anymore. It just regular inflation, meaning that this high inflation going here to stay, right? So we got money in the bank, we're basically losing it. And so you're looking to say, hey, if I can continue to get all the money out of my property and I can just receive a stipend, a monthly chunk of money that lowers my tax liability and helps me basically live comfortable in retirement, is that something that may interest you as well?
No, I'm not interested in like owner financing. That's just,
Okay.
I want to just be, done and kind of move on with some other things. Part of the reason I'm planning to travel for a year or so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if it weren't for that, I'd just keep it and rent it out myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking to travel. So, and then I want to use that money to buy a place. I haven't been able to figure out where I want to be.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, we just X that out. And I just like to say that because when I hear a lot of people, when I'm talking to them, they talking about retirement, they always thinking in terms of how they want to live on retirement. So if they getting more money for their property and this is really what they want to do, like travel around, have some money to enjoy life, then that check covers that. So it sounds like you just want to get it and just be done with it. So that works as well. Either way, it works for us, cash price or the terms deal. So if you're looking to list it, I can run the numbers as well. I just want to give you an idea, of case like, hey, this is what we can do. It sounds like we don't need a ton of work with the property, and we can, set up something. I'd like to talk to you next about basically your plans. How I can structure it. To make it good deal for you in your retirement, because you're getting a lump sum of money. Sam gonna want his. So if I can figure out like, hey,
no, actually, no, because I talked to my tax advisor.
Okay.
And since this is my the home that I live in, I'm not gonna get a big tax. In fact, I don't think I have to pay any tax on it since I've been living in it.
You got your as long as it's not no big capital gains, that's basically what they're gonna be basing it off of. So and they can give you all of those information. They say, hey, this is the amount you have to get around. So so hey, let's do it. It sounds like you we can come up with something, we can definitely close within 2 weeks. We go relatively fast. It don't seem like it's a lot to do. But just keep in mind, like, hey, 360 is definitely where we have to list it at. And we can see what worked for you. If you say, hey, I need to list it, which don't sound like you want to go through the hassle. So we can just come with a cash price and get it closed out for you.
Yeah, I'm looking for cash prices. Like I said, the ex-girlfriend we're still friends. I shouldn't call her ex-girlfriend, but friend is, and I've told her if I did list it, I would list it with her. she's been real helpful. She came over and, you know, we talked about, you know, the different strategies, different things we could look at. So,
Okay. What was the number
yeah.
you think you have to be at the lowest you could take?
Let me get back to you on that. Let me do a spreadsheet and kind of
Okay.
see
Perfect.
where I can compromise on that.
Yeah, and like I said, we very quick. My attorney is literally probably a few miles from you, and we can get it squared away. So when's a good time to follow you up?
Maybe next week.
Next week around what time?
Let's see. Monday's usually pretty good.
Monday's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, let me just look at my calendar. I usually don't have too many meetings on Monday. Wait a minute. We're on Monday's a holiday. Tuesday looks pretty good. I should be available on Tuesday.
Okay, perfect. Around this time?
4:30.
Cause I don't wanna. Okay, 'cause I don't want to disturb you on the holiday. It sounds like you may be relaxing. You don't get too.
Yeah, no, not on Monday won't be good. I'll be out on Monday, but Tuesday would be good.
Yeah.
I've got a meeting from 1 to 2. Other than that, I'm pretty free on Tuesday.
Okay, perfect. And if you want us to come by there to talk about it, to square it away with you, that'll be fine too.
Okay.
Well-
Are you in Atlanta?
Oh, I am. My system's route because we are a nationwide company, and my building, through COVID, we kind of got away, and everybody just went to virtual until we can kind of figure out everything. Seem like we keep multiplying with this different stuff going on around here, so we kind of separating. But we actually purchasing North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Texas, like the southern states, Memphis, Tennessee, and Arizona as well. So yeah, we are right there in Atlanta, like literally. So this number is routing from my Virginia system. It just it picks a number and pulls it out and just call from it. I usually try to be right with Atlanta, so you know it won't bring that question mark of, okay, is this a person in Atlanta? But I just seen the number like, oh shoot, I like this area, and I just wanted to have a conversation.
Yeah. Is there a number I can call you back if I come up with something before Tuesday?
Just a route straight to me. This Virginia number route straight to me. It'll just come up as an Atlanta or a Georgia number.
Okay. And tell me your name again. I didn't get it at the beginning.
My name is Chad.
Chad. Okay. It's Chad.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let me run spreadsheet, see what I can do, see where I can come down a bit to see if we can do a cash deal.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. And if you like, we can definitely meet you there. I can meet you right there, and we can figure it out.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Chad.
All right, Stu, you take care. I appreciate you too.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Yeah, update that note. You know that cash price wasn't a high price. Just he know that, right? Even though his girlfriend know that. He know he can list that. So you always want to disqualify. Remember, I want to disqualify the seller. So how do I do that? By saying that you think it's the best to relist it with the realtor, then that 360 is what it can sell for. Because I asked him where you get the number from, right? And I knew where it got. Remember, all sellers go to Zillow. That's all they know, right? So I said, okay, I ain't going to use my system. Let's use yours. Let's go off of what you said. Okay, okay, perfect. Just to call, you can see how it's letting him basically say the number. So now you stuck with the only reason why I stayed in the number 2 with that one particular. I mean, and didn't just stay, keep talking to him more and more about the CDC. Because I told him, like, yo, I can talk to you for hours about that. That created some type of rapport, as well as when I used a third-party story with my daughter. So I just matched it. I brought it right in like that. So I'm talking about research and stuff like that. That's how you want to utilize a third-party story. It makes you now become relatable and connect with them. And then I started talking about, of course, the pandemic. That's the easiest thing you can build rapport on right now, right? So that was pretty cool. And then the numbers now, I dropped the seed of terms. When you're talking to a person that's educated, when you said I work for the CDC and all that, I said, oh yeah. So I can say certain stuff and they picks up on it quickly. So I dropped the seed that said, nah, I better gonna do this, but that don't mean I'm not gonna come back with it. When he come with this cash price and I see it don't work, creatively, I'm gonna start structuring stuff to make it make sense to him. You know what I mean? It's about now I just need to get in front of him, get this second call, because now we're on the price. Now I can really hammer in this price and make it a win-win situation. So if he come back, say he come back at 360, and I have to see, I'm gonna look and play with the numbers, and it don't work, or if it's closer, oh, perfect, you know, I'll be ready to roll. If not, I'm always, even when he give me a number, I'm gonna still try to go up under it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to just commit like that. It'll make them be like, okay, did I do something wrong here? Too easy, basically. So that was a pretty interesting. So I'm gonna have to do some more, go through some more of these, and figure those out. And definitely jump back in there and stew it. Let me write that. And that's why sometimes I try to call through my system so to show the number for where I'm calling from. But as you see, I just pick my cell phone up and just dial from it. And they'll be like, "Oh, you here?" You know what I mean? It's best always to try to match the number to wherever you're calling with the same area code. So it makes you seem like you're local. But it's not uncommon right now for us to be all virtual either. So it kind of works. Hope that was a little helpful. And you notice at the end, he said, "What's your name again?" That right there. That's I always be wanting to say that. I never offer my name. Like, and once again, my name is Chad. You'll never hear me say that because I'm trying to gauge what I did. I truly want to see. I want to see how did it resonate? Did something maybe interested in and stuff like that. See if it actually, if I got somewhere with him. What's up, Jonathan?
So I heard you talking about you gonna play with the numbers. So when you're talking to him, you're thinking about like the value of the house. He said it was 360, right?
Yeah, it's a little more.
So when you think about the price that you,
according to him, though, you know what I mean?
yeah.
That's real number. I don't even try to argue with him. Like, I just went with him that first thing, and then I said that I'm going to run the numbers and do stuff too. Right? I don't know if that's a real number or not. I doubt it's a real number, to be real with you. Because he said Zillow. That's mean he went off his estimate. It's not.
So you would be thinking about around like 70% of that price? Just like off the top of your head or so?
No. If you were saying 360, I'd do a real calculation. I'd do something like, you can say 2.5, that's 5, plus 2% closing costs, that becomes 8, excuse me. So I can say 0.93, or sometimes you can say 0.90. I say 0.92 or 0.93. And in terms of holding costs, you can take possibly like 2% off. So I can do a super easy calculation like 0.90. That comes right up to 324 immediately. You know what I mean? Repairs ain't gonna be no, probably like 5 to 10,000, because his house is clean. They got pictures of it. It's those apartments right there where he at. It's like they updated, but they just need clean. They got granite. When I say updated, meaning they got like granite and like stainless steel appliance, and it comes inside of that. You know what I mean? You can actually buy. They like apartments that you can buy. You know what I mean?
I see. So I heard you, like, you were kind of it was one point you were trying to get his cash price.
Right.
He didn't really say it. So if he had came out and said like,
he had a cash price in my notes, so I just said it. That's why I say, well, you need I can see the notes. Like my cold caller got really good notes. They got all the pillars, so I can see it in there. So I said, catch me up to speed just to get him talking. You notice when I said that, he started just talking about what's going on with him. He started talking about his game plan and everything. And then I don't want to waste a ton of time. So I'm trying to disqualify him early, because I seen if he's saying 360, typically when you hear it like that for that apartment in that area, I already know that's kind of at market price. So I said, hey, if you think it's best to kind of list it, he said no. It's point blank. He won't cash. So if I'm And then what I do after that, I set up the expectation of, well, hey, I'm an investor. If I buy your house at 360, my wife and the employees gonna kick me out of the house and the company. I'm gonna be on the street. So making bad
Yeah.
decisions. He like, yeah, you know, so he now set up a proper expectation and dropped the seed in his mind. Like
that if he wants to he probably got to lower his price if you wanted to do a deal with you.
Exactly, because what did he say he is looking for? What would make him want to have to lower his price?
Because he wanted a whole cash offer.
He wanted a cash offer and he wanted it quick. So investors is cash and convenience, right?
Yeah.
If they need, and I told him this literally on a phone call. I said, if you need to sell to a realtor, you won't sell to me. It's like you need to sell to a realtor, you need to sell to a realtor. That means that you want all of it out of the money. You're not in, you want to come in and clean it up, put money into it, do all the things, right? But he said, no, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna come.
Yeah, you're right.
And then I said, hey, I'm not saying, hey, it's gonna take us $50,000 to do all of these things and then discount that to you, because in turn, it makes no sense. You can just do it yourself. But I am saying I want to make a return on my money. So that's how you got to talk to them, to let them know, to being super transparent. Like, we here to make money, you know? It's literally what you're doing. I'm solving your problem, right? But how I'm gonna solve your problem is by me doing work. And anything in America, right? When you're doing work for something, you're looking for to be compensated. So, and then I didn't say, hey, I'm trying to get over you. I'm making it a win-win. So if I can do a little something, right? If I can get a little from this, I'm okay. As long as you taking that curve. Remember, it's about the seller. You know what I mean?
I see.
Yeah.
So if he had already said like,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
If he had already said like 320 was the price you said you probably could have cut it at, if he had just gave you that price, would you have really you could have just went on ahead with the deal, right? Try to send him over a contract immediately or try to close the deal right away?
Is 320,000 a good deal for an ARV of 360? Could you make money?
I don't know. That mile formula is the one you're going off of, right?
Either one. Like, think about it. Like, if I can list it for 360,000 and he want 320, what do you think I can make once I pay the realtor fees and attorney fees?
Hold on, say that one more time.
If I pay the realtor fees and the attorney fees, just say 360,000 times 0.93, right? That takes it to 334, right?
Okay.
But if I'm buying it, right? If I'm the actual buyer of it, and I gotta go in and do some type of repairs. So he said it need paint. When it need paint, it need like, it mean it got marks, right? It may have chip, it got something you're gonna have to replace. Typically, you're gonna have to replace something. So say it's just like just say 5,000, just say $8,000. Something simple. I've never seen an $8,000 thing. I'm just telling you that. So, right, and housing costs, that's the other thing, right? You got to take in the fact of, if I'm coming there and cleaning this property up, what I'm paying for at that time? Light bill, right? I'm paying, like, anything going on is my house at this point. So anything expense I got, if it had a mortgage, I got to be paying a mortgage payment. If it got a light bill, I got to pay that. If it got heat, I'm paying that, which is typically electrical. So you got to factor all of that in. So typically, like 3 to 5% off of those holding costs. If you're saying 2%, that's like a real quick flip. You know what I mean? That's like, I don't know if that's the thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But to be safe, say 2 to 5, say 5% holding costs. So say if I brought that down, say if I brought the thing down from 360,000 and I go all the way down to 0.90, just say 3% holding, 3% seller's agent, 3% buyer's agent, 1% closing costs, and just say 3% holding costs. Just at that 0.90 method, it comes to 324. You see what I mean? So
Okay.
if we want 320, I already know I'm under the red already. Cause now what I gotta do, I gotta at least make some money. I ain't gonna make no money. I gotta come in and do some repairs. That's gonna go into 320. And then I wanna make a return off of me paying over $300,000, which is at least 35,000. I wanna make at least 35,000 on this property if the ARV is 360. You know what I mean? To even it out, say 40, right? 35 to 40 on this flip. So I'm under it again. You're at 290 possibly right there, 280 just from that on a regular flip. You know, 290 is like pushing it. You just want to make a quick, because you can make, so when you see houses like that you know a goal like that, you can say, okay, I can just make a quick 20,000 in a month, right? So you can just go ahead and clean it up, flip it, and just get it back out there. Just do a little stuff to it, because the house look great, you know? And that area is just not nothing that you're gonna have ran down. It's just not happening right there where he at. So that's why it's just about what you're looking to make on it. Now, if you're gonna wholesale it, now you got to come into your wholesale fee. If you're gonna take it down yourself, you got to factor in the hard money expenses, the cost of that money. All of that comes into play when you're underwriting the deal. Maybe I need to do that. I need to find a deal. Like, I need to pull that out and just show you like holding costs and all this stuff that goes into it. Because you got it's everything, you know what I mean? Like think in terms of your marketing. If you spent money on marketing to even get the deal, that's a part of your expense. You just don't, discredit that. If it's all these other expenses just start coming into play for. That's
So
because you're not doing the work. What you say?
no, I was saying I got you.
Yeah. So even though he said about the creative thing, and if I can remember, he said from 2 to 4, 1 to 2. Oh, y'all won't be on the line. I can try to record it, but I'm gonna show you how even though he's saying no creative, and I remember I wasn't even trying to go on a price. I didn't even give him a total rundown to make it make sense. I just glossed to give his. I'm still trying to gauge his motivation by throwing that out there. That's why I said that like that, because I want to know. And then he went to the point of saying about the properties or where he gonna move to. And I want to know more about like his real plan. Like I got somewhere to stay. If I don't get the thing, if I don't get the apartment I want, I just go stay with some friends. And then I really want to travel. So his mind was running. You know what I mean? So if you want an apartment, why you want to buy a whole nother house and then go travel the world? Makes no sense, right? So his mind is still over the place. So on the next call, it's me pinpointing, honing in exactly what he want to do and make him map out his whole thing to me. So when he map out his plan, now I can fit the strategy to that plan. I can say, hey, I can give you a chunk of money now, you can get this, and then get this, right? That gets when it gets super creative, you know? So it's about really comes down to this call about him. You know what I mean? Don't keep beating about price, but I wanted him to give me an example where he needed to be at. That's why I asked him twice about what price, because I want him to, if you can have them just slide in a commitment to you, you might be on to something. You know what I mean? So just think like that. Not trying to close them. Like if you say you already go tomorrow, like, oh shit, I can't let him off. We got to keep talking and talking. It's going to be a long conversation. It can't be really quick, but it got to be a conversation where it's a certainty. And then it's me sending the contract right then and there. So that would have been a longer conversation. That was a follow-up. That was the first call of a follow-up. So you notice I didn't try to contract them. I didn't say, hey, let's get a contract now. I didn't do none of that. I wanted to know when. That was important. I wanted to know when, right? As well as price. So now I can structure it. And I typically didn't get in the price. Only reason why I got in it then because I noticed that number had to be close to, it was at retail. So I mentioned it. That was just like a number that was like pretty good, a little lower under retail. I probably would just talked about CDC, his tenure, And I'm gonna do that on the next call. That's gonna be the fun part, is that I'm gonna bring this all the way back to him talking about his job. Because you can tell when I mentioned it and I talk about the thing, he perked up, right? They love that, especially the CDC, that's just an interesting thing, the place to work at. So of course he want to talk about that. And then even if he say, yeah, I work, and you notice this, check this out. And he noticed when he said, I didn't even mention it. I just said something about the pandemic and the CDC. He in turn said, yeah, I work in communication with him. And I got away, I worked on the COVID the first year, right? Because he thinking like, yo, I want to talk about the COVID, right? And matter of fact, I didn't even mention at that point. I just said, yo, I know this can be a long, we're in an interesting time right now. And we can basically talk about this forever. So of course, he's like, oh shoot, I can talk about COVID, or let them know, at least I used to be there. You know, it's like a person is rich, they want to talk about what they do, their money and stuff like that. They love to talk about themselves. The same thing with somebody that's in an interesting position. They want to talk about those things, you know? So it was an okay call. It was okay. But let's go. I'm Monday, tomorrow, try and have something, just keep calling those sellers that you have from your driving for dollars list.
Okay.
Try to possibly set up a follow-up for tomorrow. See if you can get them on when we are going live, and we can kind of help you with it.
Okay.
All right, man. Anybody else got something? I got to get off and take this phone call. It's about a lead. I just had to come in. And we'll get back to it tomorrow. Everybody good? We can, tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna find a sheet and try to break some stuff down too, to show you what's a deal and what's not a deal. Because the thing you don't want to do is just get to locking up properties that you know too high. You know, if they don't want to come to your price and like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna lock it up and see what happens, what sticks. But that's basically why we are in the situation we're in today with wholesale. It's shunned upon because of them practices. You say, yeah, I lock it up and go back and try to, price drop. And then they like upset because people start building, they start basically building their lives around that offer, right? They start moving according to what you just told them. Like I had people that literally had their U-Hauls packed up and this wholesaler locked it up too high. You know what I mean? So what they done made a ton of plans, probably done closed accounts and everything. But you know this house wasn't gonna sell like that. So, and then you gotta come in and structure something for them. So just don't lock it up just to say, oh, I got a contract. I mean, it'll come. As long as you're doing good business, and know what you're doing, it'll come. So all right, y'all. Good stuff today. I got to hear one live call, super unscripted. Hope it was beneficial. You can take some nuggets from it in terms of, like, every call is not different. Remember how I said earlier that on certain calls, I don't even talk about price. I just make it talk about them. Or I don't talk about, say if I do talk about price, I won't dig too deep into the condition of the property. And you notice that's the strategy I use today. When you said price, I wasn't even concerned about the house. I just said, okay, yeah. Because you say that high, naturally, a person will say a number really high because of the location and what's going on with the house. If they know stuff going on bad with it like that, they typically don't go, especially when they're motivated, because they do really want to sell. So that's letting you know it's not a lot going on with the house. So I don't need to talk about that. I can talk about that on the next call, along with price, as long as how I'm going to solve your problem of, because he ain't got a real big problem. So his problem is basically saying, hey, I don't want nobody coming into my house, happen to be out of my house while they walking through it. I had to come in and fix this stuff up myself. And then I gotta wait 2 to 3 months. And you even heard him say it. You know what I mean? I could hear all of that before he even said it. And he eventually did say that I don't want to be, if you gotta wait till like February, March or something like that, he said, I just listed. That's literally what he said. So when you throw those things out there, that literally start telling you like, hey, this is why I want to deal with you as an investor. Disqualify them super early. It's okay to hear them say no. Search for it. Really dig and be like, where is this person's no at? What's going on, right? And then that's going to determine if you got a leg to stand on right there. Even continue talking to this person. You know, you want to see if they, you know, if they even basically worth your time. So always think about that. Don't be thirsty and all of this stuff. Got a ton of people out there need your help. Just be consistent. You're going to run into them. All right, y'all. Good stuff today. I got a super headache coming back and forth, but I'm about to get on this medicine. Feel like my whole stuff right here is like, that's why I keep squinting at the screen like this. Like, feel like I'm under like water or something. I don't know what's happening. Feel funny. But I'm gonna shake it though. Get back to it. Got a tough to do. We ain't got, take care of your health. I'm about to say we got a lot of stuff to do, so we ain't got time to rest. But yeah, get some rest. I know, right? T. Take care of yourself. Health is wealth. If we ain't moving right, our body ain't good. Under this stuff don't even matter. I promise you that. So please, always take care of yourself. So I'm gonna take me some medicine, take me a quick call, and I'm gonna chill out. It's gonna be one day that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just, nah, it's okay. What's for us is for us. It ain't gonna miss us. We keep walking towards it. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. I hope to see you all Friday for sure. It's gonna be a pretty dope thing. Beatrice, are you able to unmute yourself? I want to speak to you before you get out of here. Oh, dope. What's
Crap.
up?
Oh, sounds good. I thought I couldn't unmute myself finally.
Oh, gotcha. What's up with you? Okay?
Yeah, I tried to tune in as much as I could. I was cleaning the house while I was listening.
Okay, dope. Did you what I try to do with you at some point is try to go over the content that you viewing from the YouTube, because these guys here, some of them is a little further along, and like Jonathan, he's and Jill, they relatively still new with it as well. So I'm gonna help. I can kind of you can get caught up to speed with it, and then just put it into practice.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, you know,
We're
but
gonna
at least you got. Say it again.
I said I'm definitely going to be studying some more since I'm still looking through all your YouTube videos.
Okay, yeah, and just take some notes, and have any questions, you know how to reach me as well. When you come here, I love questions, engagement. That's what helps everybody, because you'll say stuff to people that can spark a conversation, you know. So I'm always promoting engagement.
The list that you guys are using, is it coming from batch leads, or where is it coming from?
No, I use PropStream. That's what I use to stack my list with. You know, if do you have any type of software?
No, I did get a call from batch leads just because they've been I saw on last Sunday service Pace has been using more so batchleads.io.
Yeah, they use different types of stuff. I can send you something within the inbox. I inbox you something, and but the thing that they using that I'm showing inside of here is basically and you'll see it once you go through the next. I think the second video, you're gonna start seeing how to get sellers, how to find motivated sellers, and you'll see it's not I don't even promote that in here like that. I just had them do things that it just takes them a little work to do. And then I show them the other side as well, but with PropStream. I don't use Batch for that. I use PropStream. So
Okay.
I show it to you, and I send you a link to it, and just definitely by Friday have the link that I'm gonna show you, because Burton is gonna walk through it. You know what I mean?
Okay, sounds
And
good.
it's free, and you can ask him. I want you to have a ton of questions for him after he do his presentation until we got time, because he can do little tricks and tips that make you think different when it comes to stacking the list. That's why I got it from just being on with them, talking to them, and watching how it's like really creating a problem. You know, it's stuff didn't just come from me. You know what I mean? I don't get the credit for that. You know what I mean? It's just that I've been listening to them, and it makes sense. I know how to look at something that make it make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty good. Nice to have you here though.
Appreciate you, giving me the opportunity to finally talk to somebody who is a mastermind sub too. So definitely helps a lot.
Nice. Okay, dope. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully I can see y'all again tomorrow. And we're gonna come up with guess we'll do something fun again tomorrow because I want to integrate it in with this seller thing. And it sounds like you may need to see some comps. So I'm gonna try to pull out some calculator, or we don't need no calculator. We just use a regular spread. I mean, a regular whiteboard or something. You just write it out. If I give you a calculator, you might be like, okay. It get funny to me. Sometimes that calculator freeze, and I have no idea how to do sales with that stuff. So we'll just be sitting here. But sounds good, man. I appreciate y'all. See y'all again tomorrow. All right, y'all.